morning out there, YouTube. So when I had posted my video the other day about when I made my mama cloth pads, I kind of got to thinking a little bit about, I kept looking over at my bin of fabric I have here, and I kept thinking a little bit about doing a video about how we reuse fabrics in our house, what I use in those mama cloth pads, and then other projects that we make. So I kind of thought it would be good to talk about. I know there's a lot of other people out there that feel the same way. In this world, we are really disposable. We pitch things, we get rid of them way before their life is finished. So I think, and a lot of people are becoming more aware of that, and we're all working to try and reuse the things that we have. So this is what we do at our house. I'm going to sit this down so I can see. This coffee table is so high. So at our house, we do recycle a lot of fabrics that we use. I have here, of course, all of my fabrics that I've purchased at Joann Fabric. I never ever purchase anything there unless I have a coupon or it's on sale. It can be really expensive, especially for good fabrics. So all of these items I purchased on sale. These items I wanted to show specifically because they were in the sale bin at Joann Fabric. And absolutely, I mean, they're not huge. It's not like you could just get it and hem it and make a cover or a sheet out of it. I mean, they are odd sizes, but when you have a 40% off coupon during their fabric sale and it's already in the sale bin, they're very affordable. This one was fleece, like we use on the insides of pads, and this one, I mean, you can see it's pretty skinny, but you can see where I've also cut out of it already. These, I think, each were $1.67. And if you sew or purchase fabric, you know what a bargain $1.67 is. So again, watch for sales. This is the PUL. I've had this one for a long time, again on sale. This blue piece, just as big, it was right at a yard, and it is the, you know, this just a square, a good size and cut of fabric. This one was in that clearance bin, had a coupon during their fabric sale. This one also, I think it was like $2.80. I mean, if you use PUL, you know what a bargain that is. So one thing I had used on my cloth pads, I love flannel pajamas. My husband and kids had bought me a pair every Christmas, and I end up wearing the bottoms, and I get hot when I sleep, so I don't wear the tops. My pajama bottoms are about 3 shades lighter than this because they're used. And this was in my drawer, totally not used. I also had another pajama top that I made pads out of. I was staring at it one day after I had purchased other flannels, and I thought, this is like brand new flannel. So, yep, I have been cutting this up and using it because, like I said, it was brand new, never been used. We even use, like the other top, pajama top, we even cut the buttons off, and even this folded edging part we put on makeup bags. I don't have that because I gave it to my niece, but we used the buttons, we used everything. So we got a lot of projects out of a pajama top, pajama bottom. If your kids have pajamas they're no longer using, you know, whatever. So like I said, at work everyone does make fun of me for what I do. That's fine. I can take it, but they actually give me fabrics, and I don't turn down free fabric. So no, I'm not a hoarder, although my husband's starting to worry, but you know. So I guess everyone remembers this lovely turtle material if you've seen my other videos. This is the material I use to make my washcloths, which I absolutely love and I use every day. So I have this piece left. I'm gonna make a couple more washcloths out of it. She also gave me a piece of flannel she had purchased, and this was excellent quality. It has to be really expensive. I even messaged her when I was sewing with it the other day and said, wow, that was like excellent quality flannel. And she said, yeah, it was really pricey. She had all this in her bag to toss out. literally toss out, and I'm so glad she gave it to me. They were actually working on something. This was a pair of sweatpants, newer sweatpants, and if you've watched my other videos, I absolutely love cotton poly blend sweatshirt material, sweatpant material for cloth pads. It is really absorbent. I don't use the PUL often. I do have it for certain projects like wet bags. Not for sure. I'm sure you can hear my dog. Juju! Shh! It's snowing and raining here, and he would not go potty, so he's in the laundry room because he can't be trusted, so he's not happy right now. I've got one sleeping up on the back of the sofa behind me. But anyway, back to the sweatshirt material. This is great. I mean, it's made to absorb sweat. So I put this side next to the body. When I layer this up, 2 layers with fleece, I've never had a pad leak. So I think sweatshirt material needs to be looked at a little bit more. If you sew cloth pads, it's great material. Trial and error, I found that out. This was fleece. This was a Carter's shirt I got for my son, and it was in a clearance bin, and I'm starting to realize why. It was seconds. For some reason, the sleeve, he can't hardly get his hand through. So, and they're different sizes, the sleeves. I don't know if you can really tell, but I'm guessing that's why it was in the seconds bin. So I couldn't really give it to my nephew to wear because my son couldn't even wear it. It spent its life stuffed in a backpack until we figured out what was going on with it. So, I mean, typically I wouldn't cut up something that's nice. It would get recycled and handed down to my nephew, or taken to Goodwill or a resale shop. But it can't really be worn for what it was intended. So yeah, it's fleece. We'll be using that. This is one of my best bargains. This was in a resale shop. It still had a price tag on it, and of course they had marked it down to $1.50. I mean, this thing was huge. It was a blanket. At first I thought it had been handmade, but I'm guessing it was purchased. There was a tag on it somewhere. It is fleece. It's very cute. I actually used this to make a wet bag. It was adorable. I mean, we put the PUL on the inside. She was so happy, the lady I sent it to. So I intend on making another wet bag maybe this week, and I'm thinking I might use this material again. So again, $1.50 for all of that. Other things that I keep that I can use, this was a terry cloth towel that I had purchased, and it like raveled out really bad on the edge, and every time I would put it in the clothes dryer it would get all wrapped around some other stuff. I have used this as stuffing for some pads. The only thing is terry cloth. I mean, it makes a mess. You can probably see it looks like it's snowing, and it is horrible. I still have a rug that was under. I tried cutting it outside, and I had a rug under it, and yeah, it just is a disaster. So that's kind of what we have. I do have all of my scraps still in here and a bunch in the bottom of my bucket, and why I haven't tossed those out is my grandmother made quilts, and occasionally we make scrap quilts too. So a lot of these pieces that I have, I can get a quilter square out of them to use for piece quilts. So and not just piece like the peace sign, but pieces quilts. So that's what we have these for. I do know there was a woman on eBay who actually sold, and she's another pad maker. I saw in her listings when I was looking for her feedback before I purchased from her, she had sold an entire bag of scraps to a woman whose husband, I guess, does some type of automotive work, and I guess she bought like material scrap pieces, and he uses them somehow to absorb oil. I'm picking off terry cloth pieces, so that's really bad. But so this is what we do with how we recycle cloth fabric items in our house. I do have a washcloths, like I said, that if you've seen my other video that I made out of flannel. We have family wipes. I have a basket of those. I had meant to bring those in. They're not all the same size. Like, I didn't go out, which you could, but I didn't go out and buy just a huge piece of flannel to make cloth wipes out of. They were what I had left over from other items. So they're not all the same size, but we like them and we use them. So anyway, comments, questions below. I would love even video responses on how you reuse. I will be making another video if everyone thinks that maybe they'd like to see it, about how we reuse a lot of other things in our house, not just materials and fabrics. So, okay, that's all I've got. I guess I'm gonna battle the snow, and I'm gonna